Argentina is massive, diverse, and full of surprises. From thundering waterfalls to sleepy wine towns, chaotic bus terminals to peaceful mountain trails, I spent 1 month backpacking Argentina on a budget, and these are the top tips I wish I knew before I came. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, MackPacking. I am Mackenzie Nelson if you are new here, and let's get into this Argentina top tips video. Argentina is huge. Like, if you plan on just hopping over to Patagonia from Buenos Aires, that might take like a day or 2 days by bus to travel. Always factor travel time in Argentina. The distances between cities, between like the main things that you're probably gonna wanna see are ginormous. Either plan to take long overnight buses or fly, or just pick a region and go deep there. I kind of traveled from Buenos Aires to Chile, so I kind of did the more like northern central region of Argentina, but I definitely will come back to do more of Argentina. In this video, I'm going to talk about kind of what to pack, where to go, hostels, different recommendations for the country, budget tips, and some safety tips. My biggest tip for backpacking in Argentina is pack layers. In the north, it could be very hot and humid, especially near the desert, but in the south, near Patagonia, towards like the South Pole, it will be very cold, especially year-round. It'll get chilly at night, so pack layers. I visited Buenos Aires, Cordoba, Mendoza, and Iguazú Falls. All amazing in their own way, but there are so many other regions worth exploring too. You could go to Salta for otherworldly desert landscapes, Bariloche for lakes, hikes, and chocolate, El Chalten for some of the best hiking in South America, and Patagonia in general. If you have time and love the outdoors, I recommend planning some kind of camping or hiking trip to Patagonia. Next time I go to Argentina, I will definitely put Patagonia high on the list. Some budget tips for Argentina. Argentina was way more affordable than I ever expected. Because the conversion rate is really good for USD to the Argentinian peso, if you bring USD, they have what's called the blue dollar rate, and you could trade USD for the peso, and exchanging it in person almost doubles your value. You get such a good conversion rate. Some other good budget backpacking tips in general, but especially in Argentina, is take those long buses. You could take an overnight bus and it'll save you a night on accommodation, but it also get you to a new place. The overnight buses in South America, as I've like experienced them in lots of South American countries, are so comfortable. I honestly have not complained a single time in an overnight bus in South America. They are luxurious. Another thing is local food is really affordable. They have lots of markets all over in all these different cities I've gone to. I've gone to a different market where you could get super affordable local good food. While you meet some English speakers, especially in the hostels, most of Argentina runs on Spanish, and probably not the Spanish that you're very familiar to. They have a very thick accent and sometimes it's hard to understand, but it's always worth trying some Spanish to get around, to meet some locals, to talk to people in hostels, and really immerse yourself in the culture. So my tip to you is just learn some basic phrases in Spanish. A few that you could easily learn are hola, which means hello, gracias, which means thank you, cuánto cuesta means how much is this, and donde está el baño, donde está el mercado. You could do so many of those, but that means where is this? Argentinian hostels can feel like little communities at times. I had wine nights, asados, and even some live music sessions, but couch surfing is also really big in Argentina too. I've honestly never done an intentional couch surfing thing. I have messaged a few people in Europe but never really aligned with both of our schedules, so I have never done any couch surfing, but I'm very eager to in the future because I've learned that people love to host and they love to share their culture, and it's some of the best ways to see a culture. If you traveled any part of South America, you know that there's a lot of like chain hostels like Selena or Che hostels. They are great hostels, but in Argentina especially, try to stay at more locally owned hostels for a better time. The hostel that I really want to highlight here that I stayed at was Gorilla Hostel in Mendoza. I totally recommend this hostel. It was super social. They helped you plan all your activities. I did a bike tour kind of with them. They helped me plan this bike tour, and then I did like a horseback riding gaucho asado night experience, and it was like the best time ever. And the best part about it was there was all these people from the hostel doing the same thing, so then we get to go back to the hostel and still be together. Wine in Argentina is top tier and super cheap. In Mendoza, I did a self-guided bike tour like I just mentioned through the vineyards. You could get a bottle of decent Malbec red wine for about $4, and you could get a tasting for about $5 included with empanadas to snack on. Try the bike winery tours, but pace yourself because it could be a long and very hot day if you don't pace yourself. Steak lovers will love Argentina because they take their beef seriously. But beyond that, you've got incredible empanadas, milanesa, and even vegetarian friendly options popping up in the bigger cities. Don't skip on dulce de leche, it's really addictive. Like I kind of mentioned before, you'll spend a lot of time on buses. They're really comfortable, but rides could be about 12 to 24 hours long. I'm not even kidding. Bring snacks, water, maybe even a neck pillow, and bring an extra jacket because those buses get really cold. And book ahead for the popular routes like Bariloche to Mendoza or Mendoza to Santiago, Chile. Those book out very far in advance because they're very popular routes that don't go as often. I use the platforms BusBud, Plataforma DS, Plataforma 10 for the bus routes and kind of estimates on prices, but I've also used Rome to Rio and Omio to figure out the best way to get transported, whether it's bus, train, or flights. Honestly, any in the world, Omio and Rome to Rio are amazing. Argentina taught me how to slow down. I really wish I had more time in Argentina, and I can't wait to go back because it is such a cool country. But plans change, buses can get delayed, and some of the best moments of a trip are the unplanned ones. So be flexible, be spontaneous, say yes to things, say no to what doesn't feel right. Hike with those strangers from the hostels, and drink some mate with some locals in the park. I know that was a super quick, very informative video on Argentina, but I hope you have the most amazing time in Argentina. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments. And don't miss my next video when we do a deep dive on Buenos Aires. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in that Buenos Aires video. Bye-bye.